me get this out the way early. Let me get a one in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me. I got a special guest coming on, y'all. Hang tight. Slow it down. All right. For the sake of time, I'm gonna get this thing going. I got somebody who's to talk to us who is a professional boxer. We got some real insight we gonna get about this fight tonight. All right. Now I know my audience probably seeing this thumbnail and this title like we don't care about boxing, but it's all good because we're talking about other stuff too. We got Stevie J talking about the Diddy Cassie situation, and we got Keefe D coming up on trial for Tupac's unaliving, and we got Suge Knight. I got a cougher in the back. All right, you can hit your mute button too at any time. Peace, world, peace. Welcome back to Goddess Dawn Speaks, aka the $1 trillion goddess, baby. It's a vibe, it's a frequency, and it's a mindset. Get into it. All right. And I'm brought to you by High Vibes Entertainment. Okay. The Most High Productions. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I want to start off today talking about this fight tonight. We got they got Jake Paul as the headlining top person here. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. We've been seeing a little bit of action, all right, with this Mike Tyson slap. But I want to introduce a fighter. Here's his picture. His name is Andre Carthron. They call him the Will of Steel. Yes. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me get your applause going. Let me give you a bigger applause. There you go. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. How you doing, Queen Valley?
All right. Let me turn this music down. Let me pause the music so we can hear you well. All right. So, like I said, we got Mr. Andre Carthron.
Still Carthron on the mic with you right now. Got it.
That's How right. You doing? Thank you for the proper speaking me properly as far as my name goes. Some people don't seem to be able to get that right. Shout out to Teaser Tales.
It's a pleasure and an honor to be on your show this afternoon.
I appreciate you being here. We got your picture up with you looking like you crying out of relief with your arms up in the air.
I'm gonna just say this,
God is done. Or Goddess.
Being a winner, it takes a lot of hard work. It's a lot of pain and dedication and sacrifices. And when you finally cross that finish line and they raise your hand as the winner, you can't do nothing but cry sometimes.
Well, congrats to you for that. Tell us a little bit about your boxing background, or tell us a little bit about, so people know who we are actually talking to before we get into this fight business that's coming on tonight.
Well, briefly, a little bit background about myself. My name is Andre Carthron. Andre Willis Still Carthron. I'm from Long Beach, California, by way of Los Angeles.
We don't need your whole history. Just tell us your boxing history.
I'm a veteran of 24 fights. I went to Beijing. I went to international, amateurs, to the pans. I did the PAL. I did USA boxing. And that alone was a scale of a total of 20 wins and 4 losses in the amateurs, along with my professional 24 pro fight career. And quite frankly, after reviewing the fight, the build up to the fight, it's 2 heads up and 2 claps and a pound with a Ric Flair. Woo! I want to yell and excite. Excitement and happiness for somebody that's growing. One will be it's a double-headed sword, mind you. One side of the coin is, man, you can't do nothing but God is done give Jake Paul mad respect. Him and his brother Logan Paul, 2 guys out of nowhere that just made themselves relevant out of nowhere. And you got to think, all of this whole circus, mind you, it's a circus because it was a build-up, and it goes back to, like, everything has to happen in stages, i.e. like 9/11. Well, in this case, for Jake Paul, to transfer that back to Jake Paul, it goes back to when he fought Nate Robinson. It goes back to he fought all of these other professional, non-professional pro fighters and made a name for himself on beating big fight cards, and that's the name of the game. And boxing is to promote yourself. And when the opportunity comes, you come through. The audience is, even though he's fighting Mike Tyson, I still look at Jake Paul like, out of all the world, you want to go for a 60-year-old man. I don't give a fuck if it is Mike.
That's what I'm tripping off of. Okay, so you're saying that you give respect to Jake Paul for the fact that he has come in, he and his brother, and kind of, what would you say, dominated in the sport? It's been a short period of time.
No, it's not dominated.
It's been a short time.
Let me break it down to you.
And mind you, we are watching him get slapped.
So you and other people that are not in this game to kind of understand it. Instead of Jake Paul and Logan Paul taking the traditional route of going to USA boxing and then trying to get to the Olympics and then build their name up from having a good amateur resume and then have a pro debut and go that way, they didn't do that. Logan Paul and Jake Paul, they came in like some WWF. They came in like a WWE. And when I say a WWE, a WWF, they had a damn gimmick. They had a gimmick. And you got to understand. Now, let me define what is this gimmick and my comparison to the WWF. Like those wrestlers that wrestle in the WWF, you could go from Hulk Hogan, Triple H, Undertaker, Hacksaw, Jim Duggan. Even The Rock, okay, the biggest no name for you, they had a gimmick coming out to the ring. And Logan Paul and Jake Paul, I want you to know, they not fooling nobody. I see it. And I said before on social media, I'll fight Jake Paul and Logan Paul for free on the house.
Oh, please.
On the house.
Well, that's not free because it's going to be major PR. So if you end up, let me finish my sentence.
I'm just telling you,
I'm gonna smack you like I do when we get real
arguments. Logan Paul, Jake Paul, I'll fight them in a real sanctioned pro fight with 10-ounce gloves. We make all this real. Just give me $1,000. I don't care, and
listen,
I can do it in 6 rounds.
Okay, well, but we gonna table that.
Instead of them picking somebody like me, now I'm explaining the gimmicks in the WWF situation. Instead of them coming, Jake Paul to come try to hand pick me as an opponent, and fine, I'll be the B side. He could be the A side. Instead of him coming to try to hand pick me, he skipped the politics altogether. He said, you know what? I'm not even going to take a chance to lose against another fighter altogether. I'm going to just go get me a basketball player, a.k.a. Nate Robinson, and fuck his ass up. Excuse my language.
So
I hope I can fuck his ass up. Yet, in the gimmick, in this whole circus in the stage show, bringing a basketball player or bringing an ex-MMA guy with a name or any ex-athlete for that matter, bring him in a bout in the ring and be victorious some type of way or find a way, because they not really rolling the dice. They not really fighting with real seasoned killers that started from the amateurs all the way up to the pros like that.
Okay, so would you call do we call that cherry? Hello. Can we call that cherry picking?
Oh, it's beyond cherry picking, but it is.
Okay.
But the only thing is now we're gonna use your term. Jake Paul cherry picked himself all the way up to the top in a whole pro fight with 14-ounce gloves, which is some bullshit, to fight Mike Tyson in a sanctioned bout with 14-ounce gloves with 2 minute rounds in the sanctioned bout. When a real bout is 3 minutes, but it's 2 minutes. But it goes to show you, Mike shouldn't even be in that motherfucker. And obviously, yeah, Mike don't care. He gonna make his $50 billion. That's the name of the game. He wanna leave on the other half of his life with $50 million. I get that. So I can't really say shame on Mike or Because he always used to have the money. You understand what I'm saying?
But that's my.
He used to have the money ever since he was 18, 19, knocking people out like Buster Douglas.
And that's where I have a question. When you say he gonna get his 50 million regardless, even though you're also saying he should not be in this fight, you're saying he should not be in this fight for himself, and you're saying Jake Paul should not have picked him, and that it's really about the money. But he always had money, like you said. So why would you? Wait. Let me finish.
Blue money.
Hold on.
Money off.
Hold on. Time out.
Down, all of that. The thing is now the flip side of the coin. Remember, it's a double-headed coin.
I forgot to tell you, this guy, me and him fight on the phone because he never let me finish a sentence. So I should have known coming on here. So listen, I want to ask you a question. You got to listen so you can hear my cues, okay?
Listen, what's your question, Miss Queen Dawn?
Okay, so
what's your question?
I was just saying that who do you have for tonight in the fight? Before you answer that, let me say shout out to Aisha Stockton. Wow, Wayne, thank you for having my back as always. I forgot to shout y'all out, whoever's in the bushes. And if you're coming in the replay, I appreciate you for your support. And yeah, we're talking. I got a professional boxer on the line, Andre Will of Steel Carthron. I've been flashing couple of his pictures up here, so you get an idea who we talking to on the phone. Now, he's been fighting for how long have you been? When did you enter boxing? What year?
January, and it's a backstory to the
no backstory. Just give me the year. Just give me the year.
January of 2005, I walked into a boxing gym called Wild Card Boxing Club, and I ain't never looked back.
Okay, so 2005, that's almost 20 years ago.
Amateur career, a pro career. I had my pro debut September 2008.
So it took you 3 years to make your pro debut from the time you entered the game.
Because I didn't know nothing. I didn't start at 18 or 15. I started at 27 years old.
Okay, we don't need to age you.
I had a crash course in boxing 101 at Wild Card Boxing Club, and I'm talking about this was the era that Wild Card had the Manny Pacquiao, the Amir Khan, the James Lights Out Tonys, the Burning Forests of the world, the ITT Kings League.
Right. Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure people knew you know what you're talking about. You're not just somebody like me on the sidelines. I'm not a big boxing person or fan. I like the sport, but I'm not really obviously as equipped. That's it. I thought it would be interesting for you to come on and talk about, what you think about tonight's fight coming up based on your background. So go ahead and tell us what you think, what you got on tonight. If you were going to make a bet, who you betting on?
Oh, I got to go with Mike. I got to go with Mike. I want him to win. I want him to come out this fight unscathed and harmed and not fucked up. And I'm going to just say this. I don't know if that press conference is real or fake.
That's what I was going to ask you. I actually have it playing on the screen right now. The infamous slap. It's now I'm calling it the infamous slap now because this slap went all around the globe. It went viral. And this was after the weigh-in yesterday. So you're saying, do you think it was staged? I see a lot of people in the comments saying it was scripted, that it was, planned. What do you think?
That's the thing. Like, if it was staged and scripted, yeah, Mike did his job. If it was staged and scripted, Jake Paul, him get slapped the way he received it and his response to it, it looked like it could be staged, man. God is done.
Okay, I'm gonna actually play his response. So I wanna so I'm showing on the screen the slap. Okay, this is on the Shade Room, and I want to show as well. Let me see if I have that up. Yeah, we have his response to the slap right here. Let me play it.
I didn't even feel it. He's angry. He's an angry little elf. Mike Tyson, I thought that was a cute slap, buddy, but tomorrow you're getting knocked the fuck out. I'm fucking him up, Burial. I'm fucking him up. He hits like a bitch. It's personal now. It's personal now. He must die. I didn't even.
So he must die. I mean, is that typically the lengths people go in these things? Talking about he must die.
I don't know if that based off if it was staged or real, but mind you, the slap for Mike, I can't tell if it was really hard or fake, but I know this. Jake Paul's response to it, he made it seem like that shit didn't hurt.
Right. So I just played the audio. I played the video actually. I don't know if you're probably not watching it, but of his response. I don't know if you heard it just now. Were you able to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, again, when you hear something like that, I don't know if it's fake or real. And I would just say this. Let's just say, even if it was drama, if it was theater, if this fight is a glorified theater act, Mike Tyson is a good actor right now. Selling his part is Jake Paul that lets you know this could probably be fake.
Okay. So I'm going to move over to, because apparently his mama has something to say, Jake Paul's mom. It says, this is an article from the Daily Beast. It says, Jake Paul's mom threatens to KILL Mike Tyson after slap. And let me see. They say, from bizarre monkey crawling to a slap in the face and a mother's promise of revenge, KILLING, because YouTube is sensitive about these words. Jake Paul's much hyped boxing match against Mike Tyson hasn't even started yet, but things are already getting weird. The chaos started during Thursday's weigh-in, for which pits Paul, a 27-year-old influencer turned professional boxer, against a 58-year-old Tyson, the world's former undisputed heavyweight champ. They call Jake Paul, I guess, the problem child, and Iron Mike have been gamely trash talking one another in the lead up to the controversial fight, which will stream live on Netflix tonight on Friday. It says Thursday, Tyson appeared on the weigh-in stage wearing nothing but white socks and gray briefs. I think they were leopard print. Paul, dressed in white pants and sneakers, crawled out on all fours like a gorilla. Now, I don't know if you saw that part, the slap. Prior to the slap, Jake Paul seemed to come out of the pits of hell up onto the stage, and he was so close to Mike. I think he didn't have no choice but to hit him, because it was, to me, a move for trying to intimidate or show.
Hey, got it done. I'm sorry to chime in.
Go ahead.
And I want to let you get your points, and this is your station, and thanks for having me on as a guest. But I want to emphasize, again, this kind of looks like another what they call a WWE, WWF with The Rock, Macho Man, Randy Savage, because it's like all of this stuff is indirectly looking like a Hulk Hogan versus the Warrior, or that drama that goes on in the WWE and the WWF, but in real mainstream live boxing, it's like you can kind of dictate. Before I even saw the weigh-in, I kind of knew somebody was going to get hit.
Okay. So you anticipated. I
already assumed that, and it happened.
You anticipated.
And I was like, oh, hell yeah, this shit is staged.
So you do think it's staged. So you anticipated the drama.
With the whole mindset in the back of my head, like, maybe this shit could be real. Because when you look at the WWF or WWE, you say, nah, that shit gotta be fake. But then you say, this shit could be real because some of the moves that are being done. So, still, it goes back to however this event goes. I just don't want to see Mike get hurt. I want to see Mike get paid.
Okay.
Hey.
Well, wait. Let me finish this about the mama. Oh, wrap it up. So, the mama. Okay, let me get to the mama. So we know he got slapped, and then he had his response, and then it says that the mama said, "I'm gonna KILL Mike Tyson for you," as she wrapped around her son, her arms around her son, as she called him a effing little bitch. She called Mike Tyson. She said, "You," and then Paul turned to his mama and said, "You slap harder than him." So he obviously knows his mama slaps harder because she probably slapped him around quite a bit. They seem like some boys that needed some slapping. But with that being said, like I said, I'm not the biggest fight person per se, but I'm gonna tune in tonight, and I also have my money on Mike. Okay, and let me play this real quick. This is the mama. I didn't see they had this on video. Let me see. I'm gonna send my Tyson for you. Fucking little bitch. Okay, so she was basically whispering into his chest. So the mom, I can't even imagine being a mom watching your son get beat up, like, or even beating up people for a living. That must be pretty tough. But I'm gonna show this also. Jake Paul was crawling like a monkey and then stepped on Mike, because and then it says he stepped on his foot. So I didn't know that. Okay, well that's why. Okay, let me show this real quick. We're playing this. I see why that happened. He did step on his foot. He came up, crawled up on him like a panther, and then stepped on his foot and got in his face. Like, that definitely deserves the fight to get started. Let's go. Let's go. Mike's ready to go. Okay, he got his leopard print draws on. Let's get it. Okay.
So,
last words.
So Mike told and Mike responded, huh?
Exactly. Mike responded. So that's what he signed up for, and he should have expected it, to be honest. And he really didn't rock him too much. I mean, it was a slap. It wasn't a full force punch. I feel like because of the fact that he stepped on his foot, he might have still did it if he didn't step on his foot, because he was right in his face.
With what Mike this dude is, look, I'm getting this motherfucker up off me. This is self-defense.
Exactly. Now, I feel like looking at Mike in his little tidy leopard print draws, he might need to start doing some little bit of squats, Mike. Come on, let's get that booty pumped out a little bit. I feel like he looks for a 58-year-old man.
Would you get that?
Excuse me? We don't talk about those things.
I'm just saying, looking at Mike now, you being the guy that you are.
Listen, does
Mike look like he could pull a 50-plus-year-old woman?
Knowing Mike and his history and all I do about him, I'm going to pass. But again, he looks damn good for 58, and he looks fight ready to me. So, like I said, I got my money on Mike. I'm going to tune in, and we're going to see what happens.
I'm going with Mike, too. I'm going with Mike, too. And I just want to say, God is done. Thank you for bringing me on your channel. And I was wondering if I got a request. I was hoping if I could be allowed to go ahead and shout out my shameless plugs on your channel. So,
yes, he ain't even gonna let me answer before he starts doing it. But go ahead.
Me out. They want to question what I'm saying. They think I'm not for real. Hey, look. If y'all want to cherry pick and hand pick me as an opponent, look. Hey, Jake Paul, What's his brother's name?
Logan.
What's his brother's name?
Logan, isn't it?
What's Jake Paul brother's name?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I said Logan.
Logan Paul, you know, like if Logan Paul decides, you know, to step up to heavyweight, because like you gotta understand this, got it done after Jake Paul had this fight with Tyson. You know, this is gonna be a big claim to fame for him. So him trying to fight anybody else, whether they got a record or don't have a record, it's not even about that. It's about name and clout. So the only person next I can go after is Logan Paul. And I just want to say, you know, give me an opportunity to fight your ass in a 6-round fight before you go out there and go do something else to make a spectacle to try to follow your brother. Pick me. I do it. I do it on the house.
Okay, y'all heard it here.
The sponsor or organization that I want to see get sponsored.
Oh, you don't want to? You don't want cash?
My whole purse to the what's that downtown LA, the LA Rescue Mission. I give my whole purse to them down there or to the Lamp Foundation because look, everybody talks and sells pipe dreams, and I'm not in it for the money. I swear, God is done. I'm not in it for the money, and I can show you better than I can show you what Karen Bass was supposed to do. I'm gonna get you a whole fight check.
Karen Bass, you talking about the mayor of LA?
Yeah, Karen Bass, that black lady came up in there and brought it all of Los Angeles, telling everybody she was gonna help the homeless, and ain't been one nada but take these people's RVs and displace encampments and shift them out to either Lancaster or to move them around in the inner city and to displace these people, and they still homeless. At least I could give or donate my whole site check to organizations like Lamp Foundation, Hobbit, or the Goodwill, or even the Union Rescue Mission. That one drop in the ocean, that'll help if I can make a fight like that happen downtown at the Bonaventure under a promoter like Ed Holmes. That I will fight Logan Paul's brother or Jake Paul's brother, and I'm asking Logan Paul because he's gonna step up to heavyweight. And look, just go look at me, Andre Carthron, 10, 12, and 2. Just go look at me and pick me.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna stop you now, Mister. Let me stop you, Mister Pick Me. Hey, I'm gonna stop you, Mister Pick Me, because your point is taken. We understand you looking for a fight so you can donate to the good causes out here in LA. Karen Bass did what the people behind her, the pulling strings, paid her to do. So that's what we got when we got her a puppet. And I'm ready to move on off this topic. We just gonna see what happens tonight. And any last words before we drop you?
Yes. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak. The final thought now, off of some boxing and onto some Los Angeles issues.
No, not too much LA
hold
issues.
On. I gotta say this, God is done.
Go ahead.
I gotta say this and that. Like, yeah, the Jewish community, they pay Karen Bass. It's when you say the strings, yeah, they probably was one factor with helping this, but it's like, I don't think you noticed, she makes sure they okay, just them only and not nobody else.
Who is they?
The Jewish community.
Oh, okay. Oh, we can't be talking about them over here now. They might shut me down all the way. I'm already shadow banned as it is.
Hey, look, everybody needs protection other than just the Jewish community. Got it.
No shit.
She could protect the Latin, she could protect the Black, Afro-American community. She could protect Baldwin Hills, but just to put all the resources in the Jewish community and the Jewish community down in business, I mean, come on.
Well, I'm just going to say, we know who.
Love, not just one particular group.
Well, point well made and well taken. We know who runs shit around here, and not just this city, pretty much globally. You see what's going on with Israel versus, I'm not trying to get into all that right now. We can save that for another topic. I would love to have you on to discuss some of these matters if you would, give us the pleasure.
I'm just saying, though, that's a real, look, we're going to watch, the people in LA is going to watch that Jake Paul fight after they tune off and tune out. Whoever win that fight, they still got to deal with, dang, I live in the city with a mayor that told me pipe dreams.
Well, yeah. But the important part about that is that you got to vote. You know what I'm saying? If you are able to vote, you need to vote. So, and sometimes people get, wait, let me finish. Let me finish. Hold on. Now you done made me forget my point. Go ahead so I can hang up on you. Go.
And then the final thought is this, on my end, and I'm not going to say that else. To piggyback on you about voting, look. Come on now.
Oh, no, wait. You made me remember about the voting. Sometimes it's just about the lesser of two evils, regardless of whether or not you think your vote is going to count or not, or matter or not. The point is to do it because you don't know. You really don't. You're not behind the scenes of this. I mean, honestly, I feel the Trump election was trumped. I feel like they need to investigate that because he got Elon Musk, the master of AI, behind him, and now in his administration, who admittedly had some type of a betting app or something. Technology had played a big role in this, and I feel like they need to look into what actually happened. I feel like it was too overwhelming of a win to be legit. That's just my opinion. But anyway,
can I chime in before you cut me off and kill this Steve?
Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question? I just want to ask you a question.
What?
So like how that situation where I slapped Jake Paul for stepping on his toes.
Right.
We wonder if that's fake or not, right? We really wonder that. Now, earlier this year, somebody tried to chip Donald Trump in front of everybody. AKA, you know what chip means.
I know. Unalive, we say it on YouTube. And somebody tried to unalive him. Mm-hmm.
My question is, was that fake? Was that real? Was that fake?
I mean, I think personally, like you said, WWE style hoax, to be honest. That's what I think. But, that's just me. I feel like it was definitely staged. But, we're never going to find out the truth. So, but I got to move on. My time is ticking. We spent a good 40 minutes or 35 minutes on this. I appreciate you for coming on, sir. I know you have somewhere to be. So
going to a fight.
I know. You're going to a fight. You're going to cover this fight.
We're finna go see Prince Charles Martin fight tonight. I'm going to the fight tonight as the trainer, coach. I'm looking to be 5-0 tonight.
Okay. Well, congrats on that move and good luck. And we'll definitely chat later.
Yay.
All right. Peace. All right, y'all. That was a good friend of mine, Mr. Carthron. I wasn't intending on spending so much time on that, but that's what it is sometimes, especially with him, chap. But I want to move on because I got a couple other topics I want to hit on before I go. So Mike Tyson, I could have had him on for this too, but he just I got to move and shake. So I wanted to also talk about Mike Tyson in this interview with this girl who looks like she's about 12 years old. I don't know how old she is, but this also went viral, and I want y'all to hear this, and I'm gonna give my little take.
Into the ring for this fight, you are setting a monumental opportunity for kids my age to see the legend Mike Tyson in the ring for the first time. So after such a successful, what type of legacy would you like to leave behind when it's all said and done?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. Legacy doesn't mean nothing. That's just some word everybody grabbed onto. Someone said that word and everyone grabbed on the word, so now it's used every 5 seconds. It means absolutely nothing to me. I'm just passing through. I'm going to die, and it's going to be over. Who cares about legacy after that? What a big ego. So I'm going to die. I want people to think that I'm this, I'm great. No, we're nothing. We're just dead. We're dust. We're absolutely nothing. Our legacy is nothing.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. That is something that I have not heard before, someone say that as an answer.
Can you really imagine somebody say, I want my legacy to be this way when you're dead? Why do you want somebody?
True.
You think somebody really wants to think about you? What's the audacity? I think I want people to think about me when I'm gone. Who the fuck cares about me when I'm gone? Well, my kids, maybe, or grandkids. Who
True.
cares?
And again, thank you so much for sharing that. Well, and
She was like, okay, enough. Whoever this girl is has a huge future in journalism. She did a great job. I don't know how they get these kids doing this. Like, I should have been doing that when I was a kid. But it says now somebody, I'm looking at the comments. Y'all know I like to read these comments. Somebody said, now, why would he do that to that little girl? Yeah, I agree. It was a bit much for talking to a little girl. Somebody said, I'm not fighting a man with this philosophy of life. LOL. Exactly. That means he doesn't give up. Damn, he don't give up. He cares nothing about his legacy, which people usually do. A legacy is something that usually keeps you from doing things outside of your normal, or that's going to take you outside of your legacy because you don't want to ruin it. But he just let us know he don't care about ruining his legacy because he don't think he has one. He doesn't care about it. So that says all bets are off the table. When it comes to this fight, he don't care. He has nothing to lose at this point. He really doesn't care. He's going to make a lot of money regardless. But I do think he's going to go all out. I think I don't deserve, if this thing is staged, I really do just hope he comes out still in good shape. And like my friend Will Steele said, healthy and able to, continue on life as he's been doing. Now, somebody here said, I think he's speaking from a spiritual aspect. I get his drift. To God be the glory. And I get his drift too. I understand where he's coming from, but typically somebody in his position, I mean, Mike Tyson is a celebrity boxer, been doing this since he's a teenager. We've watched him do this over the decades, over the years, and he's still doing it. And he's done movies. He's done a lot of things. He also went to jail for rape. He's had a lot of ups and downs and pitfalls and championships. I don't know what the other word I want to look for, opposite of pitfall, but he's had some highs and some lows that we've watched. And this man has grown tremendously, in my opinion, from the beast he used to be, biting off ears and all of that. Now, with regard to this interview with this little girl, I think he could have reined that in a little bit. I don't think he should have been cursing and like being so dang dark about it. But, if she's going to do journalism work, she has to learn how to deal with all types of different personalities. So it probably was a good look for her. It definitely was a good look because it went viral. So that's that on that, child. So yeah, I want to move on to talk about Stevie J, actually. Stevie J was on this. I guess I'm gonna have to watch this TMZ documentary on Tubi because they keep playing little clips of different people weighing in, and these are things we haven't seen outside of this documentary. But he talked to Stevie J about what the reaction was when he saw the Cassie video of her being beaten in the hallway. So let's hear what he has to say. It's frozen. Hold on. Why are we frozen? Let me refresh this page. So many ads. So happy Friday, y'all. I am so happy it's Friday, child. Okay, let's try this again.
How did the Cassie video affect the way or alter the way you look at Diddy?
Well, it really threw me for a loop because, as I've always stated, I always think about and talk about the things that I know to be true about Sean Combs. And, after I saw the video, I went and saw him in Miami and we had a conversation. And I let him know how affected I was by that. And, I didn't know that he had that in him to do that.
My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility.
So my conversation with him was basically like, yo, like you one of my heroes out here. You hurt me for a moment that I'd rather not discuss right now, but it was a real emotional moment.
Can you give me some sense of it? Because I think it's important to know how he was dealing with friends like you when you suddenly see something like this that you say comes out of the blue.
He was hurt that video came out. It crushed him, because he's like, and my mom got to see this. And I'm like, yeah, your friends got to see it too. So it really hurt him that was the video came out.
That's interesting. It hurt him because the video came out or because of what he did on the video?
I believe both hurt him. What he did on the video, he couldn't believe that was the darkest point in his life, and he had to relive that and see that again with his ex-girlfriend of 10 years. Who wants to see themselves beating on a girl in a video? I think that would kind of like hurt all of us, any man.
It sounds like seeing the video was the headline as opposed to what he did to her.
No, I wouldn't say that. You know what I'm saying? I just know that he was in a dark place in his life, as he described to me, and that, he was just doing a lot of drugs, and it was just dark for him.
So, yeah, I agree with Harvey. It sounds like he was more upset about the video being exposed, about his mother, his daughters seeing the video, versus what he actually did to Cassie and feeling actual remorse for putting his hands on her and his feet and everything else on her. So I'm curious to know what he won't reveal as far as his response, because he probably said, "Fuck you, Stevie. I'll smack you around right now." You know what I'm saying? Like, I doubt that it was something remorseful, because he would have told us. It was something probably adversarial, something cocky and nasty, probably, is how he responded. So, I don't know. I just feel like this whole thing it's gotten so many legs and pieces, and it's getting real hard to keep everything in one basket here. But this came from TMZ's documentary, The Downfall of Diddy, on Tubi. Is free, they said. So if you want to check out the full thing, But this little 2-minute clip to me said a lot about Diddy really not being remorseful and really, whether he was on drugs or not. I'm sure when they had that conversation, no, I'm not sure actually. He could have been on drugs when they had the conversation. I don't know what his scenario really was personally. I just feel like he could have had something better to say about it when his friend approached him. That's just what I feel. That's just me. But he's saying it crushed him, but I feel like it only crushed him that it was actually revealed. All right. So I want to move on to Keefe D. This story actually came out the top of September a couple months ago, but I missed it because that was the same time, I believe, when Whack 100 was trying to get him bailed out of jail, and he was on a camera on like a screen, a TV screen for the judge. And he sounded like he was lying through the whole thing of why he's trying to bail him out. Why you want him out? It sounds like you're trying to do a TV deal or, so he didn't end up getting bail again. But what I missed was that he actually also said, Keefe D did at this time, around this time, is that he's paranoid and that he fears he will DIE before trial. And his son was begging the court to let his dad out because he said the same thing, that he's not going to make it. Let me see if I don't know what this is. I didn't watch it.
Did you know 47% of TikTok users say that they bought something they...
It's an ad. They say Trump's trying to keep TikTok, but I don't know. TikTok might go away.
Counter motion is denied. The motion to reconsider is denied. The counter motion is also denied. Yes, sir.
This dude, what's your name, sir?
I'm not going to address it, sir.
All right, Mr. Davis.
In June, he was doing law that don't pertain to me. He kept on quoting it. Then in July, he did the same thing, saying laws that don't pertain to me. That's wrong. And another thing.
Attorney is going to potentially appeal this. So
okay, let me
we'll get some clarity on this.
Okay, August 9th, two deputies from two COs came to my cell, asked for the extra mattress. I told them to take it. You know what I'm saying? I think they were sent by them to beat me up. So they brutally beat me up. They attacked me and assaulted me, and it was wrong. I told them I had cancer. I'm on blood thinners. You know what I'm saying? So I asked them what's their name. The sergeants ran them out the door. So I talked to my California lawyer. He said they usually send inmates or young deputies to do this type of stuff, just so I would y'all can have something to say that I attacked them or falling back or nothing. So I just stood there because I got cancer and I'm on blood thinners. So I just stood there and let them assault me and beat me up. Then I tried to get the press here to come see me. My family, they blocked my visits, everything. This is wrong. It's wrong. This is wrong. What?
You've made very serious allegations regarding police brutality and the DA's orchestrating some sort of attack on you. I wasn't aware of any of this.
All
so
night
saying
he
that
did
it's
it.
So they can say that you attacked them. It was never brought to my attention, so there's nothing to connect that allegation. Ultimately, I think you need to be aware of the things that you're saying.
They attacked me and assaulted me. The whole place seen it.
Right.
And they got the bubble little camera there. I asked them for their name. They ran them out the door. And that's wrong. I'm on blood thinners, and that's the first thing on the thing. Say, do not have no altercation. Because a bloody nose, so you can die. You know what I'm saying? And that's wrong. I got cancer. I kept on telling them deputies, what are you doing? What's wrong with you guys? What is wrong with you guys? I'm old enough to be a dad, man. Have some compassion. What is wrong with y'all? And they took $300 some with the food out my cell and everything.
All right. We've had hearings regarding things that have happened at the jail. If you have something that you want Mr. Arnold to file, he can file it. And if there's an issue about connecting those two things that you allege, we can absolutely have a hearing on that if Mr. Arnold brings it to my attention.
I appreciate it, and I wish there's something they be disciplined, fired. Something needs to happen.
Give me
And
more
they
information,
wrong.
because at this point, you don't have really much connectedness, okay?
No, I got the nurses. I got the nurses thing. I filed with the nurse. I submitted it and everything.
Submit it to me, let Mr. Arnold know, so he can submit it to me and I can review it, okay?
Okay.
All right, I think we have to get you back pretty quickly. It's because at 10:30 you need to go somewhere. So we are now done with Mr. Davis so that he can be taken back for that appointment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, there you have it. So Keefe D keep saying it's wrong. It's wrong. Well, wasn't it wrong what y'all did to Tupac? Like you are never gonna live that down. Nobody's gonna have sympathy for this guy. I mean, I kind of feel a little sorry for him. Like he said, I think he's in his 60s. He's on blood thinners. He has cancer. He looks, you see him, he's a shell of a man. He's a shell of a man, the shell of a man that he was when he helped to orchestrate the unaliving of Tupac. And I feel like he put himself in this position. He wrote books. He went on interviews. He said pretty much everything that needed to be said to get him in the position he's in now, which is behind bars and facing the trial for Tupac's unaliving. And now he's trying to say he wasn't even in Vegas at the time. So I believe now that's why Foxy Brown, the rapper, is going to testify, because she was there and witnessed him being there. I believe it came out in an interview or something where the feds were able to bring her in, or not the feds, this is a state case, but where the police could come in and bring her into the fold, or the prosecutors, to say, listen, we just need you to corroborate the fact that he was in Vegas at this time. Because after he did all he did and said all he said, now he's trying to act like I wasn't even there. And I don't think that's going to work. So I hope it doesn't work, because he needs to come correct. He needs to also tell what happened with the whole Diddy bribery thing. I think he's trying to reel that back as well. But you said what you said many a times. It wasn't just like one time he said something and everybody took it and ran with it. No, this dude wrote a book. He had a proffer agreement with the police. He actually said that all this happened. He said he lied. He said the book was fiction. So, but this is a lesson to all. This goes for Courtney Burgess as well, who has now been a grand jury witness for the Diddy situation, because he had been on doing interviews saying he watched the tapes and saw children on there, and then gets surprised when the marshals come knocking on his door. But you can't speak on things on the internet that you are going to have to be accountable for criminally. Like, you just don't do it. You don't speak on it, period. Okay. I just say, if you do something that you know is criminal, don't say shit about it to nobody. Like, seriously. But lastly, I want to talk about Suge Knight, child. Suge Knight has been going viral and in the headlines since he's been doing this podcast and going on other people's platforms as well, talking about, especially since Diddy has been arrested, and talking about some things that he knows to be true, or that he strongly feels based on his experience with these people. And I'm just going to play a little clip of this. This is actually The Truth, but I think it's the name of the channel. But I'm getting this from thesource.com. And let's just play a piece of this. He's saying Diddy is the fall guy, is what he said. Let me see if I can find. It's all the way up. So y'all hear that? Snoop and Puffy was closer than close, closer than most.
It's not one person didn't know that Puffy was Usher. It's not one person didn't know what the saddest thing in the world is what they did to Justin Bieber.
What was that?
That's sad.
What'd they do to him? Because there's a lot of speculation out there, but nobody. I mean, I've heard things, but what did they really do to him
They had sex with him.
when he was a
And
kid?
I hate to say that. But I hate to say that because I really like Justin Bieber. I feel bad for Justin Bieber. And this wouldn't have happened if Justin Bieber came from a wealthy family. Justin Bieber pretty much came from a poor family, but the young man was so talented, and he could have been bigger than Michael Jackson. But the depression of the drugs and the stuff he allowed these grown men to do to this little boy is unhealthy and it's fucked up. No grown men supposed to be getting high and doing drugs and drinking with a kid.
Hey, Suge, you
So
know,
I was saying,
yeah, Justin Bieber has been getting this out in different ways. You know, you could see music and just what he's been trying to say without saying it. So, I mean, I think everybody knows what you just stated to be true.
I mean, you had grown men would take Justin Bieber. A grown man take Justin Bieber when he was young to a vacation, a romantic vacation, showing pictures on the Instagram with no women, nobody else but a grown, successful man and this little kid. And even if you and I was going on vacation together, and regardless if the wives mad or not, it's definitely not going to be in me and you. It's going to be mad because we're going to have some there. Or I'm not going to be sitting on the road, just you and me.
Hell
You
no.
know what I mean?
Hell no.
I'd rather take the chance. I'd rather take the chance of my girl saying, hey, you know, you up there having parties and all, you right. She damn sure ain't gonna say this, you and I on a romantic island, that's us.
Hell
So when
no.
they took Justin Bieber and just them, that only is a bad look, it's sad.
Yeah.
But the worst part about it is, everybody said what was done to Usher, and they done to Justin Bieber. And the thing with Usher spent the night and him and Puppy being in the same bed to do an album, and they never did one song they put out at that time. On top of that, when I met Usher, I came on one time, I'm speaking to the guy because he got good songs, that's out of respect. Like a young black man. This dude rolled his eyes at me. And so there was somebody came over and kept saying, Suge, you know, don't have one of your guys do nothing to him. He a good young man, but him and Puffy got a thing. He a thing. He said, he gave me a look like, you know. And I thought about it. The way he rolled his eyes at me wasn't like somebody homie rolled it. It was like I beat up somebody, man. Like I beat his, you know, he the bitch. Like somebody to roll their eyes, like you beat my boyfriend up. I ain't speaking to you.
Really?
It was one of those, right? Yeah, for sure. And the crazy thing about it is like Leslie, his mother, and everybody else said the same thing. Well, it was wrong, but if we go and get Puffy in trouble behind that, Usher wouldn't be Usher. He'd be known as the guy who got molested by Puffy, and they didn't want that. They wanted the money.
Wow. So basically saying that the mom knew and they just didn't want to walk it, you know, they didn't want to put Puff out there or Diddy out there as this guy who raped her son because they wanted the fame and the money, and which he has. Usher is famous, most likely wealthy, and he gave up a lot. It's not funny, but I didn't mean, no pun intended, but he gave up a lot for the position he's in today. And it's really, really messed up. But a great example for parents who want their children in the industry, or even for kids or even young people who are aspiring to be in the industry, you have to be careful, and you have to, you're basically a little sheep in a forest full of wolves. So you have to be very cautious and know your limits and give boundaries without hesitation and without without any floundering. You got to be strong about your convictions, who you are. And I'm actually going to end with this message, actually, because I came across a podcast. I mean, a lady on YouTube. Well, she's on TikTok too. I can't remember her channel name, but she's the bomb. Okay, she it's mostly about spirituality and self knowledge and all that type of stuff. But a couple things I heard that stuck out. And it was a very strong statement that was made, saying that a lot of Christians don't even realize they're worshiping the devil and not God and not Christ. And it's because they themselves don't know who they are, and therefore they don't know from what is speaking to them from their heart. Because if you don't know who you are, then you don't know who you're listening to when you feel a certain way or hear certain things in response to things that are going on. Like, meaning if you're praying and you think you're hearing answers and getting guidance, but it's really not from the place you think it's from, because you don't even know who you are, where you're rooted. So it's important to know who you are. And then as you're getting to know who you are, it's important to love yourself. And love is the only real truth. And, love is all around you. So you just have to tap into it. And you need to love yourself so much, so hard, that your reality will have no choice but to show you how much you're loved. Because that's how reality works. It is projected. It's like a projector. It projects out what's going on within you. So if you have turmoil within you, then what's going to be projected out into your reality is turmoil and situations of turmoil and people who bring you turmoil. If you project love, if you have love within you and you're leading with love and you love yourself to the max, when you project out, you're going to see love. You're going to get love. You're going to attract love. So, some of us don't know how to do that, but I just say, just take your time with it. Just keep mindful of yourself. Question yourself. Do a lot of self-reflection, meaning look into yourself. And I am the biggest advocate of meditation. So, I'm always going to direct you to meditate, to do breath meditations. I, on my channel, have a playlist of meditations. When I first came on here, I was recording them. So I have, I think about 5, maybe 6 recorded, and they're excellent to take time to yourself. And it's very much easy. You lay down or you sit down, you listen to my voice, and you breathe. And you tap in to that inner power, that inner magic. Okay, so just make sure you know that you're loved. You came into this world from a creator who loves you very much. And that love never wavers. That love is there for you 24/7. Okay, so I want to thank y'all for being here. Yeah. Pat yourself on the back, because you are a chosen one. I think I'm going to change my chat name to the Chosen Ones, okay? Because to be here where I'm shadow banned and, they don't like nobody telling the truth on this platform. They don't like people pointing out the realities of life. They want you to, the people who are over there beefing in the beef sector, they get huge numbers. People who cause drama or come on here with drama, typically will get bigger numbers. But when you coming on here talking about God and you just, really are a sane person who only wants good things for other people, then you get shadow banned. But it's all good. It's all good. I enjoy doing what I do, and I'm going to continue coming back. And, like I say, I'm out of here for the day, or maybe come back tonight. But in the meantime, you ain't got to go home. However,
Toodles, toodaloo, move around, go on somewhere, do you, get on, scat, bye, dip.